Welcome back. If you're just joining us, you're watching the news at 10 live on Channels Television. And let's take a look at some other pictures that you sent in, beginning with this one from Lekki Epe Expressway in Lagos, showing this overloaded vehicle our eyewitness reporter considers as an act dangerous to the lives of the driver and those of other road users. He wants the Federal Road Safety Corps to act swiftly and prevent any accident. Next is this one from Oyo State, showing these people whom our eyewitness reporter identifies as staff of the Emmanuel Alayande College of Education, Oyo Town, protesting against unpaid salaries. Our eyewitness alleges that the workers are being owed for more than 15 months. He wants the state government to come to their rescue. Our final image tonight is from Masaba, the Delta State capital, showing this bad road. Our eyewitness reporter laments that this road has never enjoyed the attention of any government since the creation of the state. He's asking for help, saying residents are not finding it easy on that road. Thank you for sending these stories in, and please note that your story can also make the news. Well, let's take more reactions on the biggest story in Nigeria today, and we're now being joined by Senator Chukwuka Utazi. He represents Enugu North at the Senate. He's also the chairman of the Senate Committee on Anti-Corruption and Financial Crimes. He joins us from Abuja Studios. Welcome to the News at 10. So going straight to the question, there have been different versions of what transpired at the National Assembly today. You were present there with many other PDP lawmakers, but any idea why there were no APC lawmakers until later in the day?
Well, I feel that some people who are opposed to the leadership of the Senate as presently constituted decided to do their worst. And we have heard of nocturnal meetings since over a week now. And when we got on good authority that they are going to hit the National Assembly in the morning and attempt the impeachment of the leadership of the Senate, we decided to be there very early to ensure that such never happened. And to confirm our fears and the stories we've heard, the rumors, when we came there, we met a barricaded Senate with people who cover their faces, security personnel who naturally should have their faces open, cover them, their faces, and then refuse to give us entry. You know, at the end of the day, we managed, because we were patient, to find our way into the Senate, because that's our office. Nobody can stop us from getting to our office. So we refused, and then made sure that we moved into the office to ensure that their evil plans will never come to fore. And then these people, we don't know what's their grouse. You see, people have been defecting and moving from one party to the other. It's not a new thing in Nigeria. You know, that people decided this period to move from APC to PDP. After all, it shouldn't give them worry, because they say that they are not losing any sleep. So they should allow people to exercise their will, you know, their choice, their decision to be in any party of their choice. That's just what people did.
Senator Utazi, if I may, how can you identify that those who covered their faces with masks were actually senators when their faces were actually covered? And also, the presidency and the APC have accused the PDP, your party, of crying wolf, where there isn't any, saying that there is a move to change the leadership of the National Assembly. What evidence do you have to that effect?
Well, see, what I know, if I got your questions right, the APC and the presidency, we have been here, most of our colleagues. Don't forget that not everybody in APC likes what they are doing. You see, there are still members, there are senators of the Federal Republic. Some of them are also in the House of Reps. Not all of them that are in APC presently like what they are doing. So we are colleagues. We have information of what they were doing. And that was the reason why we decided to come early to make sure that we forestall such an attempt. You know, that embarrassment, that's uncalled for attitude that is not expected of Democrats and politicians that are applying their trade the way it should be. So we decided to come over there. So it's not a question of whether we have evidence. The evidence that we heard that we were going to come. And when we got there in the morning, the agents of the agents of the state, in this particular case, the DSS and police, were there on hand to make sure that we didn't get entry.
Yeah,
so a child cried. I mean, the owl cried in the night. In the morning, a baby died. So you don't go and want to go and say confirm whether it's right or wrong.
We must as well speak based on facts, based on what we have, based on what we know. I also want to ask that the National Assembly leadership has shifted its meeting earlier fixed for today till tomorrow. Do you think we might see a reconvening of the Assembly anytime soon, especially based on the call for the supplementary budget, an issue perhaps parliamentarians should be looking at?
Well, you see, the Senate of the Federal Republic is mindful of the expectations of Nigerians on them. And that was why when the letter from the president came to the Senate that we should consider the budget of the INEC for 2019 election, the Senate leadership, not minding that we're on a vacation, decided today that they are going to meet, you know, both from the House of Reps and the Senate, so that they can discuss with the chairman of INEC and get more input into what what they're supposed to do, based on the letter sent by the presidency. And today, if that was the main issue, today the Senate responded. Why should the Senate be locked out? Why should the members of the National Assembly be locked out when they are even here to address the issues? All the newspapers today carried it front page that the Senate called emergency meeting. Even that notwithstanding, these people decided to take laws into their hands and barricaded the Senate. That is never done in any part of the world, that you stop the lawmakers from gaining access to the office.
We'd like to thank you.
The mandate which was given freely to them
by the electorate. Thank you, Senator Chukwuka, representing Enugu North at the Senate, for your time. We'd also like to remind us that we reached out to the leadership of the APC for their comments on the allegations, but they have declined the invitation. In the meantime, a federal lawmaker from the All Progressives Congress, Senator Magnus Abbey, says that PDP lawmakers are misinforming Nigerians by alleging that APC senators plan to impeach the President of the Senate as well as the deputy. Speaking in an interview with Channels Television, Senator Abbey explains that the reason no APC senator was at the National Assembly today was because they were in a caucus meeting. He says APC senators will not resort to illegal means to remove the Senate President and his deputy.
The whole drama that happened this morning, we started seeing on the social media. There were stories that we're meeting to impeach the Senate President. 500 million naira was being given. All sorts of funny stories were being spread all over the social media. What actually happened was that a meeting of the APC caucus was called, and we all attended the meeting of the APC caucus. And while we were in the meeting, we started seeing all these stories flying around. It's when we came out that we saw all this drama going on television. There was no plan to come and invade the National Assembly, as far as I know. I saw crowds in front of the National Assembly, and a lot of those people were not members of the National Assembly. So obviously the DSS must have been responding to that influx of people that were coming in so early. Senators and members of the House of Representatives usually don't come to the National Assembly at 7 a.m. No member of the All Progressives Congress will be comfortable with a situation where the President of the Senate and the Deputy President of the Senate both belong to the minority party. I mean, put yourself in our shoes, you know. So naturally, that expectation that as the owners of something, we won't like to see other people carry it away or steal it from us, is propelling their fear. Because when you have taken something that does not belong to you and you hear the owner is coming, there's this tendency for you to be afraid that the owner is coming to attack you to recover his property.
When the News at 10 returns, we will be getting the legal position with a legal practitioner on the activities of the National Assembly, as well as Medview Airlines beginning airlift, that is, of pilgrims to Saudi Arabia from Kaduna State. We hear 313 pilgrims making the inaugural flight. Please join us again.